Brad, and welcome to Backstage with Bad Brad. Everybody, it's Bad Brad playing you into the intro just like we did last week, and maybe that's going to be a weekly feature because you know what, you got to get here early to hear the jams, dude. So that was, can anybody guess what those chord changes were? Thank you, Erickson. Can anybody guess what tune that was? The chord changes. I didn't play the melody, but no, P-Funk. Think of a guy who plays piano like that. Think of that dude. But it's a rearrangement of some popular chord changes from a, shall we say, a lovely little song. And yeah, so thank you so much, Green-Eyed Lady. Thank you. No, Freddie B, that was not Steely Dan. That was a very wonderful entertainer. If you got that right, if you figured it out. Paul is here moderating. I believe Dave is here as well. We got P-Funk. We got Freddie B. We got everybody here in the house, and we're going to have a good time today. I want to talk about New Year's resolutions. Here's the thing about I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions anymore. And the reason why I don't believe in New Year's resolutions is I believe you should try each day. And Freddie, you just nailed it. What do you win? You win the smartest dude of the day. Yes, Dwayne got it right. Dwayne got it right as well. I feel like each day you should just do what you're supposed to do. And resolutions, you end up making resolutions, and what ends up happening trails off after a while. You start strong and you fade off. And I think the key to life is just keep on a steady pace and don't have to make major overcorrections. It's like driving. Keep your hands on the wheel and move forward. Chris Alexander, glad to have you here, brother. We're cracking open the sparkling water. We're talking about new gears resolutions. And here's the thing, man. What do you guys think the new year is going to entail as far as gear? A lot of companies try to have these sales to try to get you, to buy things this time of year. And we all know, come January, come in a couple of months or a few weeks even, there's going to be all new stuff coming out. So yes, Paul, we had a safe trip, and Paul got himself a new guitar today. Ladies and gentlemen, the king of 6 strings and 10 fingers, Mr. Paul 99% here and tonight. That's what I'm trying to tell you here tonight. NAMM should be interesting. Yes, I agree, Chris A. And here's the deal, man. I was going to try to make it to NAMM this year, but man, it just doesn't make sense for me and the family. Erickson says I need a jazz guitar, dude. A 335 would be about as jazzy as I can go. It's about I've had a couple of 335s. They're great for keeping at the house, but when I had them, I was playing out live, and I never took one to a gig just because it wouldn't fit in the gig bag. It just didn't feel practical. Yes, Steve, glad you made it, brother. NAMM is expensive. Well, here's the deal, Freddie. Getting flights out there, paying for the flights, paying for the hotel rooms, then food, travel, rental car, all of that. I mean, dude, we're talking easily spend $2,000 or $3,000. And what you would have to do, and I could get the pass. The pass I don't think would end up costing me anything. But between the flights and all of the stuff, and then once you're there, you're right near, I guess, Disney or whatever. And so you're going to pay Disney prices for everything. And it is a travel cost. Yeah, the travel, the hotel, and the rental car, all of that, and then food and all that, man. What I would have to do is I would have to go out there, film my segment, go back to the hotel, hope that the Wi-Fi. I really need a laptop even to do the job right, because I do all my editing on a desktop. And the key to getting videos like a NAMM video to pop is to get them out right as the show, right as the show commences. If I wait till I get home and then edit for a few days and do all that, you lose a lot of views. Would I make enough money on the amount of views that I would get? I would have to hit that lottery ticket video, maybe get lucky and capture a moment or something in order to make it profitable. So I think, and also my wife is traveling for work right before that. So she's not going to be in a state of mind to go with us. Then I would have to go by myself, and it really doesn't make economic sense. But look, man, I'll be watching all of the NAMM stuff, and when people need gear demoed, they can always send it to me, and I'd be more than happy to demo stuff. And I'll be talking about, if any companies want me to talk about stuff at their booths, I'll be more than happy to do that. Shane says the beard is coming back. Yeah, this is the road life stubble. Freddie says you can always do Summer NAMM. I'm not even sure they're doing Summer NAMM anymore. I'm not even sure that they're doing that. Invalid, thank you. Glad to have you here. Summer NAMM is gone. Yeah, that's what I thought, Chris A. Man, the last time I went to Summer NAMM, dude, it was in Nashville. It was a ghost town, dude. It was like a handful of booths and barely anybody there. And it was like, what is going on? I mean, always the Nashville show was never as big as the LA show. But, you know, hey, you know, I feel like Nashville in some ways is more of a music hub than LA in a lot of ways now. But LA is the destination point for people in LA, Asia, you know, all over America to all convene on LA. So I get why the show is at is in LA. It makes perfect sense. But man, it doesn't really make sense. I don't think I don't think I would get enough views to pay for the trip itself. And I've got to just buckle down and do what I can do here, which means I need to go see some more guitar shops here. I've got a few ideas for things. Erickson's asking any demos for 2026. I'm waiting on 3 brand new pedals from GoCo. They've got 3 brand new pedals they've added, and GoCo was one of the first pedal companies that I've done on this channel, demos I've done. So they sent me 3 new pedals, and that is on the way. So you know, we'll start with that, and we'll see what happens, man. And you know, whatever I try to you know, whatever I can get my hands on, I'm gonna demo. I've still got stuff in the closet. I've got unopened Sweetwater box that has a warm audio Klon Centaur. I need to pull that out and do a demo of that. I need to do a demo where I plug in that old Fender Vibrolux over there and just compare that to, you know, the other stuff I have sitting around. I've got tons of guitars I've got to play and songs that I'm putting in. And so Slow is reporting in from the ice storm in Ontario. Wow. Look, dude, we were in the cold in Wisconsin. I will tell you this, for all members of the channel, I put out a brand new video, walk and talk in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. And it's called Get Off Your Ass. And it's a great walk and talk. And right on, Bo. That is a great walk and talk. And man, listen to what I did, dude. We got back late last night, and I got to work this morning, and I got in here, dude. I finished 3 videos, all from the Wisconsin trip. We did the walk and talk, so that's been uploaded today. And I'm staggering these because I know people don't have time to watch like 3 videos on one channel one day. Then I did a video on selling a guitar to Guitar Center, which we had to do while we were on that trip. And I'll tell you that story. If you watch that video, you'll see that story. But I'll give you the inside scoop of selling a guitar at Guitar Center, and you also get a tour of the Brookfield, Wisconsin Guitar Center. So that video was finished today. Then I did a video that was inspired by checking into the hotel in Wisconsin and just having that sort of all those memories of being on the road. Man, most people when they check into a hotel, right? And I'm going to crack open the Red Bull so we could get into full flight. But most people, when they check into a hotel, they go, oh, nice room, and that's it. When I check into a hotel room, I start having flashbacks from the road. This hotel that we checked into was superb, and it gives you the good feeling you had on the road when you finally get into a nice hotel room and you're like, hot water, a bed doesn't have lumps in it. There's not cretins and creeps and trollops wandering outside the room. 21 music for life. I don't drink beer anymore, dude. I have a little Red Bull. I have a little sparkling water. Rhonda says I have black light in hand. Don't touch anything. Rhonda, here's the deal. If I'm very picky about hotel rooms, but if I brought the black light in, I mean, dude, you'd never stay in a hotel room. Flyer Boy says it has been a brutal year of a year of brutal truths about the music industry. Well, it's brutal, but dude, it's reality. I don't see the truth as brutal, right? I think a lot of people get the angle that this channel is doom and gloom and all that, but then I'll get a lot of people who see it for what it is. It's a channel that talks about the truth of the music business. It's not all sunshine, roses, and 59 Murphy Lab Les Pauls, bro. There's reality to what we do. And as Bo says, hard times create good music. I defy anybody who has everything going for them in the world and life without a care to play a blues that'll rip your heart out. Is it even possible to do that? Maybe and then somebody asked Jimi Hendrix this once. I think it was Dick Cavett, and he says, how can you still play the blues when you're a rock star? And Jimi Hendrix was like, sometimes when you become a rock star, you have even more blues to sing about. So I thought that was a great quote, because I got it. I totally got what Hendrix was saying. You think that fame and you think that fortune and you think that these things are going to bring you happiness, but it's not always the case, right? Sometimes it could just complicate things. He was a bit of a Cavett, P-Funk, but he did have some good people on his show from time to time. So yeah, man, I am thankful to be here. We got 77 people in here. Look, we had to do the show. NAMM, Holly, I'm glad that NAMM is going to be lit, but they're going to have to light it without me, because it's got to, if it don't make sense, if it don't make money, then it don't make sense. That's the deal, man. Beer, bikes, and blues, glad to have you here. Yeah, Summer NAMM is no more. Dick Cavett had great interviews. Brian Marcus says Hank Williams should have stopped drinking. Man, yeah, there's a dude, and it's not just drinking, dude. You're already taking a chance, living a lifestyle of traveling. Imagine guys. What was Hank Williams? What was that? The 40s, early 50s. You know what traveling on the road back then was? It was like a station wagon or a coupe, a four-door coupe. That's what they would travel in. Chris Alexander says, if you go to Seattle, drive to Renton and see Hendrix gravesite. My dad actually went to see Hendrix gravesite when he went to Seattle, and this was probably 10 or 15, I don't know, 20 years ago. And he said there was a guy that lived on the funeral site, at the, what do they call it, cemetery, and he took care of Hendrix's grave. So basically my dad, he says, I clean the grave and I do all this, and so my dad gave him a few bucks, but that's what a thing, man, to be able to go to Hendrix's grave. Diablo Guitars is about a mile from Hendrix's grave. Now, isn't that fitting that there's a guitar shop a mile down the road? I think let's think of it this way. if there isn't any more iconic instrument that Hendrix took basically an off-the-rack Fender Strat, and I think the most well-known Strat that he always played was the white with the 70s headstock. They basically should have every white big headstock Stratocaster that Fender makes. It should be basically it's a Hendrix. It should just be, that should be the signature model. You should still be able to get a Hendrix, because from what I understand, what happened with Fender was once rock started getting heavier, the Fenders were considered like surf instruments. And Hendrix was the guy that took the Strat into hard rock, which gave you Ritchie Blackmore, which gave you Yngwie, which before that essentially gave you Eddie Van Halen when he took a Strat style guitar and threw a humbucking pickup in it, which, these days it seems like probably the most common type guitar is a Strat shape. So what do we got for questions? What do we got for questions? Let's see what we got. David Marley says he's got a white Strat. Shane asked, did you get a guitar into the tree this year? Yes, Shane, and I've showed that guitar, but you know what? I'll show it again. I got this PRS SE CE. This is a really cool looking guitar, dude, for the money. Blue Mateo. And you can even see some movement in that top. Almost three-dimensional. This is a SE, but it's a really cool guitar. Now, I was playing the Custom Core 24 PRS in the intro of this video, and I'm assuming you guys are seeing that I'm thinking I'm left-handed right now, which I'm not. We're hoping to get that worked out with YouTube. But man, that is a really good guitar. What I need to do, I'll tell you what, I need to compare my very expensive Custom 24 PRS to that 559 jobber right there. Read Dave's question. Okay, let's see. Let me see if I can get back to get this question. Brad, what happens if a roadie gets fired? I think it's, it can be, it of course depends on the situation. If it's a situation where, the guy gets arrested or, immediately fired, usually if they just decide, hey, he's doing this or he's doing that, then, so this is Dwayne's question. Usually, the way they do it on the road, if you're being canned, and I've been canned, basically you just play the shows until the next time you get home, and then the phone will ring a day later. Bling, hey, we're gonna go in a different direction, and you go, okay, whatevs, dude, and you hang up the phone. So, but there probably are situations where sometimes people are removed immediately. Not kicked to the curb immediately if it's not so egregious. What if it's just like he's tired? What happens is you get burnt out on the road, you get burnt out on the gig, you get burnt out on the job, and you start getting frustrated. It's like you're, doing any other job, and you start telling the boss, hey man, back off, and all this stuff, happens. They're gonna basically hire somebody to replace you, and once they have that person to replace you, then they will give you notice the next time once the bus gets home and everybody goes to the crib, they'll call you the next day and tell you you're not getting on the bus in a couple of days. That's the normal way. But I mean, and look, dude, I've seen like different camps. Like you have this band, and you're all together on a tour, but maybe somebody in this band doesn't get along with somebody in that band. I've seen even, tour managers get into altercations with people. I've heard of it happening. And man, you know what happens? Usually nobody gets canned. People lick their wounds or put a Band-Aid on their lip or get some stitches, and they get on the bus the next day and everyone says, hey, truce, you guys need to shake hands. And I mean, it doesn't always result in people getting canned. So rub some dirt on it. I mean, dude, you know how many times I've been sitting on the bus having a cold one, and then all of a sudden someone goes, so-and-so's fighting in the parking lot. You got the whole bus clears out, and you're all like ready to make sure that if they need backup, or whatever. And then a lot of times you'll get out there and be like, no, he's got this, or this is stupid, or let's break this up, and that's it, So there you go. So we've got the Red Bull flowing tonight. Yeah, sometimes you break it up. I mean, dude, sometimes you run out there thinking it's going to be some melee, and it's just two idiots, running their mouths or something. And you just go, dudes, come on. You grab your guy, you go, get the frick on the bus, have a beer. Other times, dudes, his lips will be, noses will be all, smashed in, and you're like, dude, you give them some ice. Maybe they got to go to the get a few stitches in their face or something. It just is what it is. So yeah, it's dude. There's really no need for this. The only people that you should be scrapping with is if somebody tries to take your money or come on your bus and screw with your bus or steal or rob something from you. Other than that, dude, it's like I never, here's the thing. You'll get told before a tour, hey, don't anybody get into a scrap with somebody. Don't, and I'm like, I'm not trying to get in a scrap. I just want to play my show, have a few pops, and have a good time. And then the guy that told you don't get in a scrap with somebody ends up getting in a scrap with somebody. So it's insanity. So Grind says, Brad, if someone offered you a New Year's Eve gig, would you take it? Well, if you haven't seen the video about me turning down a New Year's Eve gig, I did turn down that gig. If something popped up at the last minute, like right now, I don't have those connections here where I would get a last minute call like that. If it was some emergency, here's what happens. When the phone rings and it's a gig emergency, like a New Year's Eve, that's money, dude. Like, if you get a call at the last minute, dude, it has to be worth it, because you always have to make enough money to make New Year's Eve worth it. 121 says, Brad, you got to play and rock out the whiskey again. That's a good idea, man. I've even thought about there's a little bar, maybe 20 miles away. I'm thinking about if I can find a bass player and a drummer. I need artists. I need like a drummer. I need the local Vinny Colaiuta, and I need the local Anthony Jackson, and then I can go play this gig. I've been noticing there's a place down the road, and they play that kind of, it's eclectic. They do jam band type stuff, and they have the cream of the crop for Florida, blues and stuff like that. And I'm thinking, man, if I had the right two guys, could go down there and hold my own. So I'm gonna have to look into that. I gotta find some guys, but man, it's not the talent pool. I don't have the talent pool down here. I'm sure they're here, but I don't know them. I'm sure down in Tampa, there's guys. I know I've got connections with guys in Orlando that are smoking, but I don't think the gig pays enough for me to convince them to come play there. So yes, Cool Ramon, everyone get the thumbs up. Auditions. Here's it, Bo. I'm gonna hold auditions, and I'm gonna hire the guy that comes in with a tea pot, and if he comes in and has to brew tea before the audition, then he gets thrown out. Tony Soprano. The gig does not pay, brother. Yeah, it's not gonna pay. It's not gonna pay enough to hire guys from Orlando. But here's the thing, man. I'm curious. I'm curious if I booked a gig down the road. If I advertise it on my channel, I can get content from it. I can shoot content. It'll be a good story for the channel. It'll be playing a gig. I'll have to train a little bit harder to go play that gig since it's been a year. I'll have to develop a set list and kind of all that. It's not going to probably be as loose as a gig in Nashville. Oh, happy birthday, Red. Yes, everyone wish Red a happy birthday. Absolutely. So maybe I'll do that. Maybe that would be a great episode. Just going and winging it. Maybe it would be worth playing the gig for free, paying the rhythm section top bucks, and giving them all the money. Then I get the content, and we got content for the channel. And maybe it'd be something that we do. I think it's a great idea. I gotta find the guys. Maybe I can reach out to some guys and find somebody. Happy New Year, Grind Pivot. Grind Pivot always has good questions. Yeah, or girls. Bow Dragon. Look, I've seen, there was a local girl that played this bar that played bass, and she was a good like improvising like bass player. So I'm seeing that there are players down here that I know I could work with, but getting them to commit to being at this place. Who's gigging New Year's? Hadley Man Music is asking. That's a good question, man. Look, dude, that's big money. Big money of playing New Year's gigs. It's a huge thing. Now, we've got 99 people in here. Let's get those thumbs up. This is a special night of Backstage with Bad Brad. I couldn't do the episode. Dude, last night we didn't get to bed till 1 a.m. Got up, late today. Did the premiere this morning. Then worked all day. Again, there's 3 new videos. I'm going to eke them out. I'm going to put out one tomorrow. I've also got an hour-long walk and talk from the Withlacoochee River Park here, dude. It's like walking through a jungle. It's absolutely insane. Somebody said, hit the thumbs up. Yeah, duct tape the thumbs up. Haven't had a live gig since October. Next one is March. Hey, man, you know, it is what it is, Red. What typeset would you put together? Sorry, I had to ask. I don't know. Oh, what type set would you put together, Steve Langford is saying. I would probably, beer, bikes, and blues. Thank you so much. Appreciate it, brother. Let me hit the like on that. Let me hit the heart. Thank you, brother. I've got, if I'm gonna do a gig like that, I'm gonna do a mix of instrumental and vocal tunes. I'll probably do some jam type stuff. I'll definitely do some Hendrix. I'll definitely stretch and play. We'll do some funk. I'll sing. I'll do, you know, I'll basically carry the whole gig, and maybe some of the little jams that I put up on the channel, maybe some of those I'll put into the set. But you know what? If I gotta get a pickup band, it might be, dude, here's the pickup band, and yeah, Bad Brad experience. I'm curious, dude, with this channel and what we're doing here, that if I booked a gig in a small place, what if it's sold out, dude? What if we could sell that gig out? And it's a small place. Yes, we'll play that funky music will be in there. So that means I got to have a bass player that can thump. We got to play some old LA strip tunes. Man, you know, here's the thing. If I got to hire a band, Paul, thank you so much. Paul is the man. He's not only a moderator, but he's a hell of a dude. Let me try to hit. There we go. Thank you so much, Paul. Bad Brad and the Sandhill Cranes. I like that. That would be a good one. That would be a good. I'm gonna put in a call and see. And I need to go. And this venue, I had reached out to earlier of going out and doing a video just on the venue. So maybe I do the video on the venue. I talk to them. I tell them what I'm doing with this channel. We book something. I would book this 2 months in advance so that we could promote it, so that we could sell enough tickets. The Pawn Gators, dude. The Pawn Gators. I like that. Check out Freddie's question. Let's see if I can find Freddie's question. We're scrolling back. Brad, is there not a Facebook page for local musicians in the Tampa area like there is here in the MKE area? There is. But mostly what I'm seeing on those pages, I'm mostly seeing guys maybe my age and older who are trying to put together essentially garage bands. It doesn't seem to be like fusion drummer available for gigs, funk bass player looking to pick up a few extra club gigs. It just seems like guys wanting to play metal or whatever, and that's fine. But I need to just get together with some musicians and create on stage. And look, I think this is the kind of venue where that will go over well. People go there to hear people play. There's also a venue down in, I think it's West Palm Beach, called the Funky Biscuit. And that's kind of like the baked potato of Florida. It has like the guys that can play. That's where the best sort of jam, like, and musician type bands play. Those are the venues that I want to play at this point in my life. Playing the whiskey would be fun, and that would be an epic episode, but I really want to just get together with some musicians and create on stage. Play that Funky Biscuit white boy, exactly. You just need dudes that want to have fun and play every once in a while. Erickson, what I need is guys that have their chops, keep their chops up. So I need, especially a drummer, the drummer's got to be consistent. I can't get a guy that just wants to play every once in a while because he might not be able to, keep a consistent beat. So I really just, even to some 20-year-old kids at a college, local college or something, if I could find somebody that's, plays all the time. I need somebody that plays all the time so that their chops are up. And look, man, there's guys here. Get a drum machine. Look, man, I thought of, I could book a thing, but I think it would be worth it to pay a great drummer and a great bass player and go and blow this place away, and then let that lead to other things. Let that use that footage from that gig, and use it to get other gigs. And if anything, it could become a couple times a year live gig that we do, and I invite people from the channel, and look, we could end up doing a whole badbrad type I don't know, festival, club gig where we I bring in other bands and we do something. We probably need a medium-sized venue at that point, but I think this is something I need to look into. Shade Viking says, guys, I was in an accident. I broke my fret hand wrist pad about 9 years ago, so my solo days are over. I only do rhythm now. Nothing wrong with that, Shade, because 90% of the time that's what you're playing anywhere. Anyway, the lead stuff is fun. Erickson said I would just call it the badbrad band. Yeah, I would just it would just be badbrad, and I'd hire some great players, and it would be like that. I mean, I've never really booked anything just under that name. They're out here. Yeah, I'll find the players, dude. So that's something to think about, something that we'll do this year. I think that would be good just to keep the chops up. Funky Biscuits is already a venue down here. Victor Wooten is on tour with his brothers. Not Brad's Bad Band. No, it won't be that. No. P-Funk. P-Funk is achieving inner peace. Get the old Hot Rod Strat out with the Floyd Rose and get rocking. 121 Music wants me to get out there and play the hair metal again. And Erickson, I believe the club is called the Twisted Oak. It's on Facebook. So why doesn't everybody that's watching this right now, when you go to Facebook later, check out the club, the Twisted Oak, and in Florida, and maybe shoot them a message. You guys should book Bad Brad. I'm already planning on going down there because this is a bar that sells guitars. So I thought that would be a perfect thing to go cover. I just got to, the Twisted Oak, Freddie B. So Steve Langford is saying, I'd love to see you do a show of straight up blues, but some fusion is cool too. That would probably be kind of the direction that I would do. It's in Florida. I think it's called Dade City. Closed up the set with Ramble On, Scott Petrie. Erickson, it's a bar that sells guitars. So you could go down there and have it, have a cold one and try out some guitars and, play Whip It by Devo. Dude, that's probably not on my set list, although my favorite Devo song is Just a Girl. I love that riff. And I don't want to get demonetized. You can use your sessions to go live. Hot Live, Improv, Alert, Damone Jackson, Outcome. Okay. Whip It Good. You got 25K, son. Cost you nothing on your channel. Grind Pivot. Watch the Devo doc. Yeah, that is a good doc. Did we hit 24K yet? We were almost, if you have not subscribed to this channel, hit the subscribe button. And I know, man, my brain is a little bit scattered, dude, from this trip, dude. We were busting out hard. But man, you know, I thank everybody for this amazing year. I think what we'll do, if we can, Flyer Boy is saying, Brad, we need you in Tonex. I have several Tonex here. I just not I just don't really use it anymore. I probably need to sell it. Twisted Oak is in Dade City North. I found. Okay, yeah. So the Twisted Oak. How many people watching here are in Florida? That would be the question. How many people that are subscribed? 23.9, Dave says. Okay, we just need a few more to get to 24K. And look, man, this would be, I'm going to talk, look, they're already booked for January already. So this might be a March. This might be a May. It could even be a June. Hey, maybe even my birthday. Maybe I'll book it on my birthday, August 10th. Wouldn't that be Bad Brad's birthday bash? I would love to do a gig like that and have a friggin' line out the door. I would love for him to go, oh, well, we'll take a chance. It's going to cost you, it'll cost you $300 to rent the club. And we do a gig like that, and there's a friggin' line out the door. That would be friggin' epic, dude. That would be friggin' epic. Now, I'm doing a thing now where I don't comb my hair. I just get out of the shower, I go like that, and I got my, it's like I am ready for the strip. You should chronicle putting it together. Great content. Yeah, that would be good. 24K. If you actually play, I'll try to make it. Erickson says. Now, see, that's the spirit I like. Hey, I'd pay to watch that concert vid. Truth. Awesome shade. Maybe we could figure something out. Now, I know the club streams it. I know they film it and they put that on their YouTube channel. So they've got videos up now of bands that play there. And they've had some bands where I go, I can fit into this scenario. It seems like it's a older crowd that wants to hear like good guitar music playing. They like to hear guys, with tone. It might be the kind of gig where I take that vintage looking telly over there, or that one. Yeah, take something like that and my Vibrolux reverb and go for the I'm retro dude, and do it that way. Let's see what we got. Bring Ace, guaranteed sellout. Yeah, I probably so, dude. Ace is a ticket selling fiend. Delicious. Well, man, what do we got coming this week? What brand of hair dye you use? K-Dog? I don't have any hair dye. I haven't put hair dye in my hair in, dude, it's probably been 7 or 8 months. This is pretty much it, dude. Now, if you get underneath here, it's gray, but I got a lot of dark hairs here. Why were you in Oconomowoc? We were visiting my wife's family up there. Happy holiday grind pivot. Thank you for being here tonight, man. I always appreciate it. He always has good comments. Yeah, so lots. Brookfield was in Brookfield. I was in Milwaukee. I was in Oconomowoc. We were doing the Wisconsin thing. Yes, she is. Bo Dragon. Yes, indeed. Thanks, Erickson. What's social media? You guys are my social media. Awesome. Yeah, so man, I think, I'm contemplating something. Freddie B, dude, I didn't have any time to myself. Let's see. 121, Brad, would you stop playing if you went bald? Absolutely not, 121. Absolutely not. I would do like anybody else and just put a ball cap on. We have you on laptop. There is a 10-second delay. I'm sorry to hear that. So, yeah, I hear you, Freddie. I hear you. Man, I basically, the only real, I didn't even, dude, I haven't played guitar. When I played that intro thing today, I hadn't played guitar, dude, in a week. So, and the song that I was playing over, and why not? We're here talking about music, right? And and I'll talk about playing a little bit because here's the deal. The song that we started the video out with has these changes. So E minor, A7, D11, G major 7, right? E minor 7-9, A7 13-9, D11. Now all of that, if you were to play over this song, and the song, it's a lovely song by a guy who is filled with wonder. The whole thing, you could just play E minor pentatonic. Hear how that all works over that? But here's, I had watched an old clip that I found on my phone of me playing over those changes. And instead of just playing the pentatonic stuff, I was outlining the changes. So if the first chord is E minor, right? There's an E minor arpeggio, and then there's the third of A C sharp. When you go to this D11, which is just a straight bar from the D all the way across, it's A minor. And that's just G major scale, which again is A minor. So, right? You can literally, you start seeing that you could take it to another level than just playing the pentatonic stuff. Now, yes, Scott Petrie, you're catching what I'm laying down. Now, the bridge, C major 7 to B dominant 7 altered sharp 5, right? Then let's see, what is it? Then E minor 7, E minor 9, A7, then back to the same, turn around, back to G, right? So this C major 7 to, this is melodic minor, C melodic minor, and then E9, which, check this out. If you want to play an E minor 9, just play G major 7. So there's some tricks, man. I know for some people maybe it might be hard, these concepts, and for other people, I know exactly what it's talking about, or hey, you can do this or whatever. But yeah, I can show you this stuff. This is, you can start with the very basic, the E minor pentatonic, and then start outlining these chords. You can start with just playing stuff that works. And you notice the third of the next chord is here to the, when you lay this chord there. So it's like, you start seeing these chromatic things that are picking up chord tones. I remember I was going through the Steely Dan song Deacon Blues, right? And I was trying to do like a chord melody of the tune. And the cool thing about it was the chord tones, the notes of the melody were all in the chords. And so it was like literally like, it was all right there. So these chord tones are like the next level, getting out of that pentatonic, thing, and taking your playing to the next level is start realizing where these chord tones are. Yes, you can rip the pentatonic scale. Yes, you can play your blues licks. And there's a time for that. But it also is the next level when you can start hitting those chord tones, start hearing these melodies, these descending melodies that you can do with that tune. And Rhonda says this guitar is a beauty. Yeah, it's kind of like looks like a faded pair of blue jeans. It's got these two little like worn spots here that it came like this brand new. And this was not what they call a 10 top, but in my mind, this thing is better than a 10 top because it's got personality to it. It's not perfect. It's this dark spot kind of comes and goes depending on what angle you're at. So yeah, that's the deal. Yeah, the importance of vibrato is probably the most important thing, man. If it just being able, look, there's times where you should have no vibrato at all. You got to have complete control over all of that. Taste, restraint, and then when you want to be crazy and there's nothing wrong with a wide vibrato when it's time to do it. But being able to do all of that, man, that's really the key to being a better player. So I had to basically go back to how I used to play and relearn that tune minutes before this show aired. I had to figure out, I got to nail these chord tones and try to do that. Got that Brian May type vibrato. Yeah, that's like a violin where you do the side by side. I saw somebody had seen me do that and said, that's that violin vibrato. There you go, Johnny. Johnny says he learned killer vibrato by not having a Floyd Rose. Here's the thing, man. There was a time where you had to have a Floyd Rose. When the Floyd Rose first came out, dude, it was like everybody's Floyd Rose, everybody's Floyd Rose. But regular tremolos, like that one on that PRS, have gotten so much better. People have figured out vibratos that you don't necessarily need a Floyd Rose. Rhonda says she hears Mia. Yeah, she's out there with mom right now, and we will probably not do overtime tonight because tomorrow my wife has to work, and even though Mia is off from school, we're back to business tomorrow. So, man, here's the deal. I want to thank everybody for being here tonight. Thank you so much. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for being here. Thank you for letting me miss the backstage yesterday. And Freddie says I get to babysit. No, I'm very lucky to babysit. And here's the deal. Tomorrow, I'll still be working. I will get work done. I will have more content will be released tomorrow. Thank you everybody for your time. And man, thank you. I'm looking forward to a new year. And here's the other thing. I'm going to try to go live New Year's Eve. So I think it would be cool. It won't be a midnight and all that because I might not make it till midnight. But yes, Freddie, you know the routine. I'm going to try to go live New Year's Eve. Why not? Let's have a get together. Let's have a little fiesta. Let's have a little pizza on our time. So thank you everybody for hanging. We're going to let the ball drop. Yeah, we're not going to make it till the ball drops, but we'll get together and have a hangout, a guitar hang on New Year's Eve. As long as I can, I will try. I will absolutely try. So thank you everybody for having an amazing night. You guys are awesome, and there's killer new videos coming out. Cool stuff on the channel. Thank you all. Have an amazing night, dude. Let's, dude. See you in the AM.